we're not going to take issue with it. But if you're like getting aggressive with random people on the street, like I don't mean to play daddy hard ass, but like you need to learn to control yourself. You know, control your liquor, as it were.
Yep. I guess this is as good as any to show them the pack. If you want to grab it, it's not the top one; it's the one in the middle.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. But I carry some homeless outreach supplies with me when I can. These are one of the bigger packs, just in case we ran across some tonight. Not sure if you can really see what's in there or not, but it's a pair of socks, toilet paper, some hygiene items, deodorant, spray. There's also some toothbrush and toothpaste. On the other side we have some soap and just hygiene items and stuff like that. I even have like a non-perishable food item in there, being a granola bar. Any homeless person or any person in need we come across is welcome to any or all of the package. You know, if there's things they really don't care for or don't need, they don't have to take them. But it's all there just in case.
Yeah. If you are interested in going out and helping the homeless, I mean, aside from you know, providing food, one big ticket item that a lot of people who are, you know, down on their luck need is socks.
Yep.
And undergarments in general.
And don't get ankle socks. Get like the full coverage socks, because they're really thin and not really good for the feet. I mean, socks are socks. I mean, they would love new socks, but if you can, get like full length socks. That's what I try to do. We also have bottles of water in my backpack too, just in case. I could actually use one myself right now, but it's for the homeless. So, but yeah, if you want to load me back up, we can get going. Just want to show what we do carry on us, just in case we come across the needy. Nothing big. I mean, that was under 20 bucks itself, so. And that could, you know, help out someone in need for like a whole couple days.
Yeah, I mean, like, even if it's just something as simple as stopping and, you know, giving the guy $5 or whatever so he can get himself a bagel and a coffee.
Yep. He's on multiple occasions I've witnessed him pull out his pocket and just empty his change just into their hand. Well, here you go, buddy. Have a good day. Get a coffee. Get a bagel. Cheer up.
Unfortunately, I myself, like many other people in modern society, don't really make a habit of carrying physical cash on them anymore. So I need to start actually making an effort to have change on me specifically for this purpose. Because there have been times where I've been asked for change and I had no change on me. I know people say that just so they don't have to give the money, but like sometimes I literally want to give them money and don't have any on me, which is kind of sad and unfortunate, and just makes me seem like I'm, you know, like just like the next guy who doesn't want to, you know, provide a helping hand.
Yeah. So one small thing can help out. You don't have to be wearing a mask. You don't have to be wearing a cape. Just do what you can when you can. That is our motto. So other than that, we're just going to continue along here. Keep our eyes out. Keep our ears to the, you know, ground, and make sure we're available if anyone needs it. Last winter or the winter before that we had to help that stranded pedestrian or stranded motorist get his truck off the road and put over here.
Yeah, it was the one before that. Maybe even the first winter I was with you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I guess within the first winter of having Nameless Patrol with me, we were coming down King Street here. It was like a whiteout. Like there's snow everywhere on the ground. Like at least 1.5 feet of snow. There's snow coming down in big flakes. There's a guy over here his car just would not really, or truck, sorry, would not start. Or ran out of gas or something, and he has four ways on. It was out in the middle of the second lane there, and they were trying to push it away, and we kind of saw this, ran up and just helped literally just push his vehicle off to safety. He was he was a little like taken back at the fact that two costumed gentlemen were like helping him push his vehicle off to the side, and once we actually made it there, he's like, "So what are you guys up to?" And we kind of gave him the whole spiel about being what the media calls real life superheroes and everything, and he's like, "Well, I can't wait to tell the wife about this." Well, and bring her supper, because he had like a whole like handful of like Swiss Chalet or something. I think they did eventually have to call a cab, but I mean, at least their vehicle was safe for the night.
So are the Katalysts always recruiting new members?
Always.
As of late, I started a new recruitment drive just to see if we can get some new blood into the group. I posted on Reddit for the Oshawa and Durham subreddits. I've posted on Kijiji, Craigslist, made a tweet and a Facebook post as well, just to see if we get any nibbles. Not really too much of anything as of yet. A couple potential hopefuls. Fortunately, I haven't heard back from them in a couple weeks now.
It's pretty par for the course for us, though. I mean, we'll have someone there's always someone that's potentially interested, right? Like,
right.
They'll get wind of something that we're doing, or they'll see a picture kind of floating around on Facebook or on Google, and they'll be like, "Hey, these guys are sort of in my area. Maybe I should give them like an email or something." And they send us an email, and we kind of go, "Okay, that's cool. Glad you're interested. Thanks for contacting us. What would inspire you to come out and help, and what makes you want to do that kind of thing?" And either they'll respond, and then we won't really get a response after that, or they just won't respond to that at all because they don't really know why they're contacting us sometimes. They just think, "Hey, this looks cool," and then that fleeting interest just kind of dwindles really quick.
Right.
Which is why I try to tell people, when you're doing this costume activist thing, you've really got to have your heart in it and really have a strong rooted reason for doing it. Otherwise, you're just doing it because you saw Kick-Ass, or you're just doing it because you saw your friend who knew somebody who's doing it, or you're just you're not doing it for your own specific reasons. I kind of grew up in a home where my mother was abused a lot by her boyfriend, and we unfortunately had to move from house to house while I was younger to get away from him sometimes, because he was violent, he was a drug addict, he had to run from the cops a lot, and kind of that stems from my dislike for criminal activity, dislike for the hatred and apathy of society. Just it sucks to know that a woman had to live in fear of someone who's supposed to love her and treat her with respect and bring her joy and happiness in life, but for 6 years he kept her like under abuse and fear and just paranoia and stuff like that. Constantly made her life a living hell, pretty much. Like he threatened to kill my grandparents at one point if she left him, and it just kind of really sticks with me, because like witnessing that as like a 6 or 7 or 8 year old kid is just very. I don't feel like I'm traumatized, but I feel like I went through that for a reason. and I feel that I'm compelled to help out society so that someone else doesn't have to go through that. You know, if I can stop a mugging, or if I can increase someone's happiness that day by giving them an outreach package, or you know, something, if I can make someone's day a little bit better, I feel that I've helped out, and I have kind of, I don't know, just kind of balanced the scales a bit on good and evil. Because, like I said, just like bad guys exist, criminals exist, douchebags exist. Like, and so why can't good guys? Why can't superheroes? Why can't there be an equal level of goodness in the world?
People wonder why we wear the colorful costumes, and you've filmed evidence of why that is tonight, because people are like, why are those guys dressed up? What are they doing? So it draws attention to the costume first, but then once they talk to us, they find out what we're doing, right? We're going out, making sure people are they're safe, you know, helping out the homeless when we can. Because let's face it, if you see a normal guy duck into an alleyway, you figure he's taking a shortcut, or maybe he's going to sell weed or something.
Like, hi.
Yeah. But if you see two guys dressed up like basically superheroes, or however you perceive us, you're like, what are these guys doing? And you investigate, you see us, you know, handing out a care package, or just kind of making sure someone's making it through an alleyway okay. And you start to see these things that are going on around you that you otherwise don't perceive.
Well, exactly. I mean, for example, that's how we picked up Bombshell and Broken Silence. I believe Bombshell, no, I think both of them actually. They were in their car driving around the neighborhood and saw us, found a parking spot to loop around and park in, got out and we're like, hey, what are you guys doing? And this Nameless wasn't with me on this patrol. One of our old members called Peacekeeper was with us, and basically I talked to them and let them know why I'm out here like this, what we're doing, like what we try to do in our society and how we help our community, and they're like, all right, cool. And about a week or two later I got an email from Bombshell like, hey, you know, I met you guys on the street, like, you know, you told me what you did, I'm interested in doing it too. So I mean, that's exactly what we're trying to do, inspire others to do good in their community.
Well, like obviously they opted for the costume patrol route, but pretty much anything counts as helping out your fellow human, right? Donating to charity, you know, buying food for somebody who's down on their luck, you know, helping out your neighbor if he, you know, if he's going to be away for a week and need someone to look after the house. Like anything like that can be classified as, you know, outreach, as it were.
Yeah. Well, there's still good in the society, and you know, just when you think you're losing hope, someone proves you wrong. Earlier today, I was I didn't really have that much change in my wallet, and I thought you could still, you know, pick up a sub for like $6. Nope. I tried to get a sub from Subway, and I only had $6. I'm like, it was $7.35. I'm like, oh darn it. And I'm like, all right, never mind. I was about to head out, but this nice young lady, she's like, oh, well, I've got $1 if you need. And I'm like, all right, sure, thank you. I mean, I hate to be, you know, inconvenience. They're like, no, here, get something to eat. And it was awesome because, like, otherwise I wouldn't have had that to eat today. I would have probably made some like Mr. Noodles or like ravioli or something.
And that was like, how many hours ago would you say that?
That was like, if it's 11:30 right now, that would literally be 10 hours ago.
Yeah, so 10 hours later, and that one little act of kindness is still on his mind. So most people wouldn't think that something seemingly so small and, you know...
Yeah, here's a couple quarters, get yourself a sub.
Yeah, and 10 hours later, and he's still talking about it, that's still on his mind.
Right.
So psychologically, that has a lot bigger impact.
It has an effect that you would believe it does, but it does.
Right, I remember seeing a picture that I think described the meaning behind aftershock and how your actions ripple out and affect, the course of things and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, it's kind of like the mantra of my name and how I kind of remind myself of why I am Aftershock. It's basically, my actions are like an earthquake, and the aftershocks can be felt for miles around. I am the aftershock. And it basically just means that the initial idea of doing good in your community sends out a wave of kind of a psychological effect amongst anyone who perceives it, and that in turn, maybe even just subconsciously, might coerce them to do something good in return. And that kind of butterfly effect or aftershock is what that event is. It's like they saw something good or something good happened to them, so they wanted to pay it forward. They're,
Case in point, again, circling back to the story of a person giving you $1 for the sub. 10 hours later, and you're still thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, just when I think I'm starting to lose hope in humanity, some random stranger who doesn't know me, who shouldn't really give an F about who I am or my struggles, just goes, oh, here's some hard-earned money that's out of my own pocket that I wouldn't have to give you, so you can eat. Like, that's fantastic.
Who we are and what we stand for while we're out here. We've actually put quite a lot of thought into, why we're out here and why we do what we do. The reason I call myself Nameless Crusader, to the occasional person on the street, I'll joke around and say it's because I couldn't think up of a name. But the real reason is that when I have all this on and I'm not identifying as my civilian self, I'm an ideology, not a person. So, wouldn't really need a name. So like, nameless. That kind of matches that feeling that I'm trying to kind of convey there. And to further elaborate on that, I am a huge fan of space, right? Like I love following all the SpaceX missions and all the fun stuff. And one of these days, maybe not for a few hundred years, but Earth is a finite resource, especially if population continues to go up in crazy numbers, and we're not going to be able to subsist just on Earth, right? We're going to need to branch out and kind of make our sci-fi dreams a reality, and the only way we can really do that is by coming together as a world, basically. Like, you hear all the conspiracy theorists complaining about the whole one world government conspiracy, but I mean, if you look at the flip point of their arguments, that's really the only way that sort of thing is going to happen, right? Like, to unite as an entire planet means that there's, no wars between countries.
How's it going?
No arguments.
We're the Justice Crew of Oshawa. We're the Justice Crew of Oshawa. Justice Crew of Oshawa.
Justice Crew of Oshawa?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what are you guys up to?
We're patrolling around the neighborhood and making sure everyone's safe and having a good time.
Thank you. Cool.
That too. Crime prevention is also one of our goals.
Alright, cool.
Stay safe.
Have a good night, guys.
So, sort of like in the movie The Watchmen, where the whole world unites against Dr. Manhattan because they think that he was setting off nuclear bombs in major cities of the world. So the whole world unites together in order to make sure that doesn't happen. And they kind of bond in peace by the end of the movie. Of course, Rorschach won't let that happen, so he has to be killed.
Yeah, just like to make what could have been a very long story short. Basically, once the world actually comes together as a whole, quality of life for everybody will increase.
If I have the opportunity to help my fellow man, I don't care who's asking me to do it.
Superhero's worst enemy, chafing.
Chafing and hills with 50 pounds of equipment on. Have you seen I don't know if it's Spider-Man 1 or 2 with Tobey Maguire, Tobey Maguire. The elevator scene where the guy's like, doesn't it get a little itchy in that thing or whatever? And he's like, it rides up in the crotch a bit, and he adjusts himself. That was a funny scene. But the chafe is real, my friends. Especially if you wear a cup or any sort of downstairs protection. Because cheap shots are not fun. It's probably like quarter after 12, 20 after 12.
20 after 12.
Ah, 12.
So do you guys normally do every Sunday?
It changes every so often based on our schedules.
Right.
And even if it were a specific certain date all the time, we would probably not want to give that out just to kind of, because it would be giving criminals or potential wrongdoers kind of a heads up as to when to look out for us. So
definitely, yeah.
To answer that question, we'll just have to say it depends on our schedules. RLSH cherry.
Yeah. I mean, tonight's been a pretty good patrol. I mean, of course, no crazy things happen, but you guys are great storytellers. You had a lot of great memories to share, a lot of great tips. That was an interesting episode back there, making the phone call, witnessing you guys do that was great footage.
Yeah, well, I mean, we try to do things by the books, right? I mean, we could have just kind of turned a blind eye to it and just kind of like, they're not hurting anyone.
Right.
But where do you draw the line? Like, I mean, as silly as it is, we stop at the crosswalks. We don't cross until we're giving the notice. It's just really silly, kind of minor things like that. But if we jaywalk, what else are we not, cohering to? Our personal feelings can't come into it. If we're proper representatives of the in-between of citizen and the law, like, we have to report it. Like, if we see something, we have to report it. And that's just kind of one of the I don't think we've ever really made it a strict law within the Katalysts. We've never spoken about certain things we absolutely do and absolutely do not, except for weapons and like physical escalation. But I think it's just like a morale thing. Like, if we know that something wrong is happening, whether our personal feelings on it says it's not, we still have to act. We still have to follow the law and cooperate with the law as much as possible so that they trust us and allow us to do our jobs and not interfere with them so they can do their jobs.
Right.